WWE 13 Universe. I'm your host Stitch, and we are just 9 days away from WrestleMania. Zack Ryder has a very big opportunity alongside his tag team partner Brodus as these two are set to face off against the WWE Tag Team Champions Edge and Christian, who will defend their tag team championships next Sunday at WrestleMania against who knows who at this point. We know Scorpio and Ryback are supposedly supposed to be competing in a contenders match tonight, but there is no news on who they'll be facing, whether or not that's happening. If you missed this past Saturday on Superstars, Ryback kind of beat the hell out of Scorpio, so I can't imagine they're very close right now. But I've heard Scorpio is very determined to not give up on that tag team title opportunity. Man, I'll tell you, Funk is on a roll, everybody. It really is. He's got full momentum because Funk is on a roll. Well, Brodus teaming up with Zack Ryder here tonight. This could end up being a pretty tough challenge for the WWE Tag Team Champions. As I say, WrestleMania is going to be a very interesting time for Edge and Christian if things continue the way they are, because they have, very much so, as they've said before, defeated every team here on SmackDown at some point, it feels, and there really does feel like there's no competition kind of emerging to take the place and try to actually defeat the WWE Tag Team Champions for WrestleMania. Now, I want to take you back to when Edge and Christian won the WWE Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania 2 last year. They were actually surprise opponents for D-Generation X, and went on to become WWE Tag Team Champions, defeating DX in that Tag Team Steel Cage match at WrestleMania 2. They'd never teamed before that night, so could we see that kind of surprise happen again at WrestleMania 2 the way things are going? One thing we know for certain is we don't know anything for certain when it comes to the WWE Tag Team Championships right now. As I said before, we know Scorpio and Ryback are currently apparently, I was about to say so-called contenders, but they're not even contenders. Instead, they've qualified for a tag team championship match, a tag team championship contenders match that's supposed to happen later on tonight, and I have my doubts that that is happening, as initially it was supposed to be against either Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio or Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mankind. Well, Stone Cold Steve Austin is back in action tonight against CM Punk. That's up next. Mankind is currently on the shelf. He is unable to compete thanks to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, well, if you saw last week's SmackDown, you'll know that they are most certainly no longer a team. Eddie Guerrero saying that he'd had enough of Rey Mysterio's selfishness and that he is looking out for himself. And we see that new Eddie Guerrero, I believe, in action this Saturday on Superstars. I don't think Christian meant to do that. Suplex there by Edge. And there comes the man with the WrestleMania streak right now, Christian. He is 2-0 at WrestleMania. Won the WWE Championship the first WrestleMania after winning the 2010 Royal Rumble match. And then last year won the Tag Team Championships alongside his so-called brother Edge. They are not actually related, for anyone that's ever wondered. I'm sorry to break that news to you. Right now, they are really getting the best of Zack Ryder. I think this is a smart move by the WWE Tag Team Champions. They're making sure that the big man, Brodus isn't tagged into the match. Cover attempt here by Christian on Zack Ryder, and of course there's not going to be enough to get the job done that quickly. Speaking of tag team action, we've got technically a tag team match on main event, well, the 2-on-3, as Triple H and Dolph Ziggler will align to face off against the Real Americans. That's Jack Swagger and Triple H's WrestleMania opponent, the third ever Royal Rumble winner Antonio Cesaro, as well as the United States Champion and Mr. Money in the Bank Damien Sandow. And after Sandow cracked a steel chair over the head of Antonio Cesaro, I'm very interested to see how those two work as a team. Brodus obviously had enough of watching Edge beat the hell out of Zack Ryder, but not enough to actually do anything about it. I think Zack Ryder may very well have drawn the shortest straw by starting this match here tonight. Oh, there you go. Big spear by the WWE Tag Team Champion. Edge cover attempt on Zack Ryder, and Clay never even managed to get in the ring in this match. Well, you hate to love to see it. The WWE Tag Team Champions continue their momentum and their reign of success over every single team they've ever faced. Defeating Zack Ryder and Brodus. I believe this is the first time for them. I mean, if you can even say this was a team that they defeated here tonight. They never really got in the ring with Brodus Clay. But hey, they continue to be a successful and effective tag team. You can't deny that. As we move towards our next match of the night, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He wants an opponent for WrestleMania. CM Punk has said, I'll face you at WrestleMania, and also said, you're not worthy. I'll kick your ass tonight on SmackDown, but I'm not facing you at WrestleMania. We'll see if CM Punk can prove himself worthy as he faces off against Stone Cold Steve Austin next. Well, as it currently stands, here is a man without a WrestleMania match. CM Punk looks to try and defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin. He got the ultimate disrespect from Austin, being told that he wasn't worthy of the WrestleMania matchup with Austin. Austin wants a real opponent at WrestleMania. We'll see if CM Punk can turn his luck around and defeat Stone Cold Steve Austin here tonight. Obviously, after what we saw Austin do to Mankind not that long ago, though, I got a feeling Punk has definitely signed up for something I don't think he's realized just yet. I have a feeling this man's mouth tends to get him in situations that he's ended up paying the price for, if you know what I mean. It's so strange to hear a chorus of blues after that glass shatter, but you almost can't blame the fans for turning on Stone Cold. Stone Cold Steve Austin still carrying himself exactly the same. I mean, this guy, he never really carried himself as much of a good guy, to be honest. He just kind of always got down to the point, and the fans tend to love it. But recently he has been a little bit more vile with his actions, a little bit more selfish. I gotta say, I think taking out Mankind was something that just kind of, you know, Mankind's kind of, he's got that real heart and soul about him. The man behind the mask, Mick Foley, he's someone that a lot of people really believe in and have a lot of faith in. And I've heard a lot of people say, you know, you don't need to exist behind this mask. We want the real Mick Foley to come back into this ring and show everyone how it's done. And maybe that physical therapy can turn into some more therapy that could maybe help us get the Mick Foley back in the ring once again. Well, anyway, Stone Cold Steve Austin set to go one-on-one with CM Punk, and Punk going straight in with a float-over DDT. He is not wasting any time, going straight into the offense. Catches Austin by the head, elbow to the face there. And CM Punk, he's starting things off effectively here. I'll give him that. He's definitely got Austin right where he wants him, and Austin, oh, okay, Stunner by Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's one way to start a match. Well, Austin with a very quick way to take control of this one. Stunner bringing down CM Punk. And that's really going to turn the tide right from the beginning against Punk. Greeted with a stunner.
of his being. It's been an incredible night so far, and King, we still have that big main event to go. The world champion will be in action in that big main event, Michael.
That is correct. The world champion will be in action. I mentioned earlier that Eddie Guerrero will be competing this Saturday on Superstars. I actually want to correct myself on that. He'll actually be in action up next. My mistake. He'll be facing off against Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Two people that will be competing for the European Championship at WrestleMania next Sunday. I cannot believe I'm actually saying those words. Next Sunday is WrestleMania. We are finally that close to the big one. It's that final week next week, and I'll tell you right now, the moment I record the next session, because I'm going to do Superstars tonight, that's how I always do it. I do SmackDown and Superstars together. Sometimes I put Superstars off and I start off a Raw by recording Superstars first. But that's generally when I'm really not in the mood, and not when I'm right near the end of the season. So obviously I'll be doing Superstars after this. And I'll tell you now, when I sit down to record Universe tomorrow, I can almost guarantee you I'm going to do that whole week in one sitting. Barring WrestleMania, I won't sit and do that as well. But I will probably end up doing that Raw, SmackDown, and Superstars all in one sitting, because I know I like to just get down to it. I got a work shift after tomorrow, and that means that once my shift is over and the next day is available for recording again, straight into WrestleMania. And then I can finally take this game out of the console and resist smashing it into a billion pieces. Stone Cold Steve Austin sending CM Punk into the corner. I tell you, Punk is definitely getting a little bit beaten down here by Stone Cold Steve Austin. He kips up to his feet there, but Austin very quick to take control of this once again. I tell you, I hate to be CM Punk in this situation. I don't know what compelled him to think he could take on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I think he's learning the hard way that that is easier said than done, as there's another stunner to CM Punk. Oh, God, I hate that. I absolutely hate that when they're selling, being busted open, then technically not on the ground, so you can't pin, and then they'll kick out because you're not actually pinning them off of a finish. It's so stupid. It's so I'm pretty sure that's in 2K14 as well, so we got another year of that. But my God, I fucking hate that. I know it's an accident. I know they don't mean for it to function that way, but that has just, for years, every time I revisit these games, I'm like, yeah, that's right. When you bust people open, they're standing because they're touching their face. Apparently. Punk is definitely, I think, in need of giving this one up, truth be told. Austin has hit him twice with a stunner, and not once has he tried to pin him off of it. I think he really likes hurting people, and that includes CM Punk right now, as he continues to strike away at that face, that busted open face of CM Punk. Cover attempt here by Austin. It should come as no surprise, Austin with the victory here over CM Punk. Austin continuing to beat down on CM Punk after the match. Whoa, hold on a minute. Could it be? The lights are out. Stone Cold Steve Austin interrupted here. The crowd is dead for this. Absolutely dead. They all fell asleep because Punk was in the ring. The darkness taking over the... There he is. The Undertaker. Is this Stone Cold's WrestleMania opponent? Undertaker staring Austin down in that ring. I think Undertaker may have answered the challenge from Stone Cold Steve Austin. We may have our answer right before our eyes right here. And here he comes, and obviously no surprise to hear the fans have kind of turned against Eddie Guerrero after what he did to Ray last week. That was devastating. Eddie Guerrero attacking his own friend Rey Mysterio from behind, might I add. The most lame way to attack. If you're going to turn your back on someone, at least do it to their face. Eddie Guerrero, no apologies, nothing. This man is very aware of, you know, his actions. That was a conscious choice on his part to go out there and do what he did to Rey Mysterio. Says that Rey Mysterio's ego was getting the best of him, and that it's time that Eddie Guerrero got out of the shadow of Rey Mysterio and started getting recognized as the great singles talent that he is. He came back here to SmackDown to be a star, and he got paired back up with Rey Mysterio after being completely ignored on ECW. And Eddie Guerrero claims that his time is going to finally come at the expense of just Rey and anyone else that tries to stop him. Eddie Guerrero will be a champion by the end of the next season. We'll see about that, I guess. Got a really tough opponent here tonight. Two people that definitely aren't fan favorites, but should have a pretty great match. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this matchup. Sheamus one-on-one with Eddie Guerrero. You got two really great talents, two very different types of competitors going down to that ring to face off against each other. And I think that can really create for a unique but very entertaining matchup. And I think that's exactly what we'll see here tonight. Speaking of Sheamus, I want to draw your attention back to last week when Drew McIntyre defeated one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Edge. I feel like this hasn't really had enough attention paid to it, truth be told. Drew McIntyre said he's got his sights set on winning the WWE Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania, that it is his one shot to get a spot at WrestleMania. And he defeated Edge last week, and we've been told that there is consideration of putting the Celtic Cross in contention for the WWE Tag Team Championship. But with that being said, Sheamus has made it abundantly clear that he has no intention of reuniting with Drew McIntyre. This man is looking to become a three-time European champion at WrestleMania, and he's convinced that nothing is going to stop him, and he'll prove that through Eddie Guerrero tonight. Drew McIntyre is not scheduled to compete here tonight on SmackDown, so maybe that idea of his has been shot down, I'd imagine. But either way, you know, when it comes to the Tag Team Championship, we will find out what's going on with that next. Scorpio very keen on facing off alongside Ryback, whichever tag team accepts the position of that other side of the contenders match. But I don't really understand what's going on with this situation, because I cannot imagine that Ryback is very interested in teaming with Scorpio if we had to go off of what we saw this past Saturday on Superstars. This last Saturday on Superstars, if you missed it, I know some people do give Superstars a miss. You know, whatever you got time for. But let me just be the first to say you are missing out on some important stuff over there. Like this past Saturday on Superstars, Robert Scorpio hosted an open challenge to try and warm himself up for this week's #1 contenders match. Well, that open challenge was accepted by Ryback, who beat the hell out of Scorpio in that one-on-one match and then defeated Scorpio. So I have this intense feeling that Ryback kind of, without saying words, said that he doesn't intend on teaming with Scorpio. I feel like Ryback would rather pass up on a WrestleMania match than be teamed with Scorpio. That's the impression that I got. Sheamus, Eddie Guerrero, Jinder Mahal, and
this guy's so good.
I can't remember who the other participant in the European Championship match is now. Oh my god. Oh, and Randy. Is it Randy? Yeah, I believe it's Randy Orton. I believe he defeated CM Punk this past Saturday on Superstars to claim the final spot in the European Championship match. I believe that's correct. Is that right? Let me just check my notes here, check my notes. Yeah, I believe that's correct. Randy Orton defeated CM Punk last week on Superstars to claim that final spot in the European Championship match, which, I mean, obviously I respect where Randy Orton's, you know, thinking, you know, he main evented the first WrestleMania, he won the World Championship from The Undertaker. It was a big moment in Randy Orton's career, and since then, you know, he's competed in a hardcore championship match. Last year at WrestleMania, this year competing for the European title. Obviously, I can understand there's a little bit of a disappointment from Randy Orton that he's not involved with a World Championship, but the thing about Randy Orton is that he is such a stellar talent that I feel like he brings prestige to any championship he competes for or holds. So this could really benefit the European Championship in the same way that Sheamus has benefited that championship in the past. And honestly, I'm not trying to talk down to Daniel Bryan, so I will say in the same way that Daniel Bryan is currently doing. The European champion Daniel Bryan right now, he's doing a great job, truth be told, of bringing some more relevance, some more eyes to the European Championship. And you love to see it. Speaking of championship matches at WrestleMania, we still got one more week to find out if any other superstars will be joining that Cruiserweight Championship match. We've got one SmackDown superstar in the match right now, and that is Rey Mysterio, who teamed with Sin Cara to defeat Kofi Kingston and X-Pac. Now, as I mentioned before, the way to qualify for the Cruiserweight Championship match at WrestleMania is quite interesting, because if anyone who is a Cruiserweight defeats Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, X-Pac, or the Cruiserweight Champion Kofi Kingston in the next 9 days, they will be added to the Cruiserweight Championship match at WrestleMania. Very interesting matchup. We've been told that's going to be an elimination-style Cruiserweight Championship match. Right now, it's set to a 4-man match, or I guess a fatal 4-way. As here comes the high cross from Sheamus. Devastating finisher. That has got to be the end of this one. Cover attempt on Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie able to slip out of that one. I give him a lot of credit for that. That's impressive. High cross is no joke of a move, and Eddie Guerrero able to kick out of that. Means a lot. Nice move there by Eddie Guerrero as he manages to keep Sheamus down for just a moment longer.
Eddie breaks the cover. The range of emotions here is startling. There's almost an
and Eddie Guerrero now catches Sheamus as here comes the Three Amigos from Eddie Guerrero. No one devastates a combination of suplexes quite like Eddie Guerrero. Eddie standing over Sheamus for just a moment there, having a little bit of a breather. I don't think that's wise. Pardon me. Pardon me for coughing.
Sheamus squeezing down on the head. High knee.
You're a high knee.
That'll leave a mark. Sheamus has the headlock.
High knee.
Oh man, what impact from that suplex. Hooks the leg.
Cover attempt here. Oh, Eddie almost down and out in this one. Nice reversal there by Eddie Guerrero to be able to get out of the way of that big headbutt coming in from Sheamus. And as he sends him down, Eddie Guerrero going up top. And there'd be a moment, I feel, where these fans would be on their feet for what Eddie Guerrero is about to pull off here. But right now, there is a chorus of boos coming in. Rey Mysterio is a very beloved superstar, and Eddie Guerrero turning his back on him has upset a lot of people. Sheamus, by the way, this former World Heavyweight Champion, just kicked out of the Frog Splash at 1. That's got to do something to the esteem of Eddie Guerrero. Sheamus up to his feet, coming in, furious. And hits him with each one of those devastating moves. The cat coughing up the hairball there, that's what that sound reminds me of. Sheamus, Eddie Guerrero up to his feet. Sheamus continues to strike at Eddie.
King, the only way you have a chance against Sheamus.
Eddie coming off the rope, drop kick to the back of Sheamus. You hear the fans chanting, Sheamus sucks. They're really not keen on either one of these two. And Eddie over the rope, wow. I mean, he does that fantastically, you can't deny that.
And a huge collision with the barricade.
Eddie now running away from Sheamus. This is an interesting move.
There's a takedown.
Dropping Sheamus down here. And Eddie Guerrero rolling Sheamus up here. I think he's got the tights. I think Eddie's got the tights. Okay, well, Sheamus was able to kick out anyway, so it's good to know that ain't going to get him that easy. Eddie Guerrero showing some real desperation here. Doing everything he can to defeat Sheamus, and now Eddie Guerrero looking for a brain buster. Devastating move in his ass. Ooh, wow, I don't care how tough you are. That is a horrifying move to get hit with. And of course he picks him up because he's bleeding. I hate it. I might just turn blood off soon. Eddie Guerrero, what's he doing? Couldn't help but notice he was trying to get Sheamus a little bit closer to the ropes there. Well, it's okay because I guess Eddie Guerrero gets the win anyway. This is a very, very big win for Eddie Guerrero, pinning the former World Heavyweight Champion. I think he may have had a little bit of leverage from the ropes, I'm not sure. He definitely pulled him towards them. I think he was definitely looking for it, but he may have actually gotten that one without him. I couldn't quite see from the angle that we had, but hey, let's not take anything away from Eddie Guerrero. He wanted to make a statement here tonight, and that definitely was it. He just pinned a former multi-time champion, 2 times European champion, former World Heavyweight Champion, longest reigning World Tag Team and World Heavyweight Champion in history. That's a very big accomplishment that Eddie Guerrero has just done by defeating Sheamus here tonight, and it shows how ready this man is for that European Championship Scramble match at WrestleMania 3 in just 9 days. Well, I was about to say thank you all for watching, but we are not done. We've only hit the halfway point. As up next, we have a number 1 contenders match for the tag team titles scheduled. But as for who Scorpio and Ryback are up against, or if Scorpio and Ryback are even teaming together, well, some of these questions are finally going to be answered in just a moment. Oh yeah, back here on SmackDown, and as I say, it looks like Undertaker has issued a challenge to Stone Cold, but what is going to actually happen here? Scorpio insists he wants a tag team title shot with or without Ryback. He is coming out here to fight for this contendership. I have no idea if Ryback is still due to come out and team with Scorpio tonight. I don't really understand this situation in general, but Scorpio does not want to give up the possibility of being on the WrestleMania card. I mean, this is it. If he can't beat whoever he's up against tonight, whoever he's teaming with tonight, whatever's going on in this situation, the only way Scorpio is getting to WrestleMania is if he can squeeze in a match against, I don't know, Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, X-Pac, or Kofi and beat one of them on like Superstars or something. But otherwise, I don't think this guy's getting it. But who's his tag team partner? Oh, is it? I mean, Drew McIntyre has been looking for a tag team championship opportunity. Scorpio has been looking for a tag team partner. But who would they face? This would be a really unique team, I guess. Well, there he is. Drew McIntyre. Excuse me? I'm sorry, did my ears deceive me? Did I just hear a company? What the hell is Heath Slater doing on SmackDown? He's got no business being here on SmackDown. Heath Slater, a SmackDown, a Raw superstar. Sorry, I got my words jump a little bit there. Coming down to the ring alongside Drew McIntyre. Well, these are 2 people that I think have very much been on the rise pretty much all year round. We've seen just constant could-have-beens and should-have-beens from Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre, but I've been informed that this match between these 2 will be a contenders match. If Scorpio can defeat Drew McIntyre, then he will face off against the WWE Tag Team Champions with a partner of his choosing at WrestleMania. He can literally choose any man available for WrestleMania that's willing to team with him. But if Drew McIntyre wins, then he too can choose any man available that he wants to team with him. And it seems like he's already got a choice here at ringside. Could this be Heath Slater's big plan for WrestleMania? I mean, I've been saying, for weeks now that Heath Slater turned down a European Championship opportunity. He gave it to his buddy Jinder Mahal, and he's been saying that he's got some bigger plans for WrestleMania. He doesn't want a cruiserweight title shot. He doesn't want a European title shot. He's got big plans for WrestleMania, and obviously WrestleMania's show pretty much all come together, all already, announced. one would have to assume that perhaps this is what Heath Slater meant. But this would be... I mean, I think this is a team with a lot of potential, but this is a very unusual combination, I will say that. Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre, I just couldn't really... Like, what do you even call a team like that? Well, Drew is absolutely pummeling Scorpio right now. And we saw these two face off on Superstars a few weeks back. May or may not remember that, but it certainly did happen. They had a one-on-one exchange with each other in which Drew McIntyre very quickly defeated Scorpio. One of the first wins he'd gotten in a good old while. And there's a leg sweep. Heath Slater seems to be happy standing by at ringside for this one. It's said before, I mean, you're talking two guys in a singles competition. They get to choose a partner to face off for the tag team championship alongside. I can't imagine who Scorpio would choose should he win, but I think we all know that by the looks of things, it would be Heath Slater in the corner of Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania against Edge and Christian. Scorpio having a hard time getting to his feet right now, especially, I can't imagine he's feeling too great tonight, especially after his match with Ryback last week on Superstars. I think that definitely would have taken its toll. If you hear a slight muffled mumbling in the background, like a rumbling kind of sound, I don't know if that gets picked up on the microphone, it's just I can hear it. My downstairs neighbors are awake, and they literally watch their TV on, like, I guess like a cinema-style surround sound. Like, whenever they're up, that's all you hear during the day. Well, I say not all you hear, it's not that bad, but, like, I think it gets picked up on the mic a little bit. Because I think it's directly below where I record, to be fair. It shouldn't affect things, but in case it does, and you're like, what the hell is that rumbling sound? Like a muffled sound. It's that. Because I can just about hear it through my headphones, so I have to kind of, you know, give a little bit of a disclaimer there. You know, actually thinking on it, maybe this is a setup from Heath Slater. Maybe he is aligned with Scorpio. That's a possibility, right? Well, here comes Sheamus. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Probably wondering what the hell Drew's doing. I think he's got the wrong redhead. Cover attempt here by Drew McIntyre. Sheamus really meddling in Drew's affairs here, and obviously after a loss to Eddie Guerrero, I imagine Sheamus isn't in the best mood right now. Is perhaps going to see a white tiger bomb here from Scorpio. And now Future Shock DDT from McIntyre. Cover attempt here on Scorpio. Just about able to kick out of that one, and McIntyre straight into a second Future Shock DDT on Scorpio. I guess if the first doesn't work, just strike with it again, and there you go. So Drew McIntyre is the #1 contender to the WWE Tag Team Championship, and as I said before, I can only imagine the guy he's celebrating with right now is his hand-picked partner. Seems like Sheamus came out here to say, hey, you're going to earn us a tag team title shot, and Drew making it abundantly clear from who he's celebrating in the ring with that he seems to have replaced Sheamus. Wow. Could we be looking at the next tag team champions in this odd combo? I guess only time will tell, but I think that's it. We have our tag team championship match set for WrestleMania as we move towards our main event now. A 2-on-3 handicap match finishes tonight as the #1 contender to the United States Championship, Dolph Ziggler, teams with the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H to face off against Jack Swagger, the United States Champion Damien Sandow, and the 2012 Royal Rumble winner Antonio Cesaro.
approaching the ring from Hollywood, Florida, weighing 223 pounds, Dolph Ziggler.
Well, this is pretty big. Dolph Ziggler teaming up with Triple H here tonight. Got a good taste of WrestleMania with the inclusion of Jack Swagger, who is currently not scheduled for a match at WrestleMania as things are going. But I'm sure he'll be piggybacking off of Antonio Cesaro just a little bit heading into WrestleMania. I can imagine he'll be in the corner of Cesaro for the World Heavyweight Championship match, Triple H against Cesaro. But Dolph Ziggler going to be going one-on-one with Damien Sandow next Sunday at WrestleMania. We've been told that there'll be no way out for Damien Sandow. If he gets disqualified or counted out, he will lose the United States Championship. He must face Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. No more games, no more avoidance, no more interference, nothing. Just a one-on-one encounter between Sandow and the man that has been suing his championship for about 3 months now. And of course, naturally, if he tries pulling what he did at the Royal Rumble and saying he can't compete, then once again, he will be not only the highlight. If he refuses to compete at WrestleMania, the important event that it is, we've been told that not only will Sandow be stripped of his United States Championship and immediately awarded to Dolph Ziggler, but on top of that, Sandow will be stripped of his Money in the Bank briefcase. It will be terminated. That will not be rewarded to anyone, it will not be up for grabs, it will simply be terminated if Damien Sandow refuses to compete at WrestleMania. And I can imagine Damien Sandow will do whatever it takes to not lose that briefcase, that guaranteed shot at that title on Triple H's waist. And I think he's going to learn firsthand here tonight from Triple H why he should probably keep that thing on hold and wait till another day and not try using that at WrestleMania. Now, I could be wrong on that one. He might still very much want to use it at WrestleMania. I don't know when Sandow intends on using it. He's definitely left that one a mystery for a very long time. We've all been waiting for when Damien Sandow will cash in that World Heavyweight Championship opportunity, and it still has not happened, so who knows? Here comes one half of the Real Americans. First member of his trio. Unfortunately, lately, Jack Swagger has really not picked up momentum. It almost feels to me like he's trying to piggyback a little bit with Antonio Cesaro's success and momentum to try and build himself back up. Now, this man, at one point, you know, he was holding that championship that Triple H is wearing. Not only that, this man, you know, he's won the Money in the Bank briefcase that Sandow's kind of holding in the past. And Jack Swagger is, of course, also a former ECW World Heavyweight Champion. It's not to be laughed at. I don't really know what went wrong with Swagger this season, but ever since this season kind of kicked off, I feel like we've really seen the downfall of Jack Swagger. As here comes the 2012 Royal Rumble winner. The man that will face Triple H one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. That should be a great matchup. Very much looking forward to it. I do feel like this is a big opportunity so early on for Antonio Cesaro, but we have seen people come in to brand new seasons and win major accomplishments. And when you look at the man he's teaming with tonight, Damien Sandow, that man started his career around the same time as Antonio Cesaro here, and he's the champion of champions of 2011. He's the United States champion and has been for a good long while now. He's the former European champion. Very big deal.
His opponents from Palo Alto, California, weighing 247 pounds, the United States champion, Damien Sandow.
Now here, Sandow, of course, is a little bit livid at the information that I just divulged a minute ago. The first time he was obviously told that this isn't the first time he'll have heard that, but to know that there is literally no way out of this United States Championship match. Well, you know, the thing is, Sandow is an incredible talent. I don't know why he feels that he can't just face Dolph Ziggler one-on-one. I don't know where this, I don't even know if it's lack of confidence or if it's just the fact he doesn't want to take the gamble, or maybe even just wants to preserve his strength for a potential Money in the Bank contract cash-in. I really don't know what Damien Sandow expects, what his plans are. No one does. But no one can really get a read on this guy very well. All we know is he has climbed the ladder of success, and of course when I talk about his accolades I completely skipped over the fact that once again, as I've already mentioned a few times now, he is also the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. He's definitely accomplished a lot in the early goings of his career. You know there's still plenty more to come, and if this is just the beginning, I have a feeling this man's career is going to be considered legendary by the time he's done. Maybe I'm overselling Sandow a little bit here, but that's just my personal opinion. I think he's really done well for himself so far. We're starting things off with Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. I believe we saw these two face off not even that long ago, with Ziggler defeating Jack Swagger in singles competition. I have in my head that we saw that about long ago.
Win over the champion would mean tonight. The title's not on the line, but the momentum you're riding after a win like that is huge.
As Triple H watches on, Jack Swagger taking control of the early goings of this 2-on-3 situation. This is definitely not favorable to the World Heavyweight Champion and the number one contender for the United States Championship. Remember, this is the second to last SmackDown of Season 3. We've got just one more coming your way next week. And then it is WrestleMania time following Superstars, which is 1 week from tomorrow. And in comes the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H. And I've got to say, it's a smart move on Ziggler's part to get him in nice and quick, especially when he's up against Jack Swagger, someone who right now is really slipping on momentum. Referee really checking on Dolph Ziggler's knee pads there as Swagger goes for the escape from that submission hold. 30 minutes on the clock here, as obviously you're going to need a little bit longer, potentially, in a match like this, 2-on-3. By the way, as I like to try and remember to advertise it, I will give you a quick rundown of Superstars tomorrow night. This week on Superstars, you can look forward to the Intercontinental Champion Justin Gabriel in singles competition. He's set to face off against one of the 5 men that will challenge for his championship at WrestleMania in Bret the Hitman Hart, who qualified last week on Superstars by defeating Cody Rhodes. We'll also be seeing the Cruiserweight Champion Kofi Kingston one-on-one with Shawn Michaels. Now, unlike the other matches I've spoken about in the past, if Michaels defeats Kofi, he will not be added to the Cruiserweight Championship match at WrestleMania. And the reason for that is that Shawn Michaels is already confirmed for the Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania. So even though he is eligible for the Cruiserweight title, he cannot qualify because he doesn't want any double bookings if we can help it. And then in our main event this week on Superstars, you can look forward to Heath Slater's buddy Jinder Mahal challenging the European champion Daniel Bryan one-on-one in the main event. Daniel Bryan, the proud holder of the European Championship. I'm sure he watched that match between Sheamus and Eddie very closely. I gotta say, when you're getting in the ring with people like Sheamus, Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, even Jinder Mahal, you know, it's going to be a really tough night for Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania next Sunday. I can't imagine what must be going through the mind of Bryan as he gets ready to defend that European Championship, and what's going to be a very tough situation, I can only imagine. Swagger hiding behind his partners here. Now a tag made as in comes a little bit of a WrestleMania preview. Antonio Cesaro and Triple H going one-on-one with each other. We've been waiting for this. I feel like Antonio really caught Triple H off guard here.
One question will be, who will capitalize on those moves the best?
I'm very interested to see what will be happening on the season finale episode of SmackDown next week. Of course, don't forget that in 2 weeks' time, following WrestleMania, it will be the draft week, where we'll be taking draft matches here on SmackDown over on Monday Night Raw, and then of course the big final draft to close out the week. Leg sweep there by Triple H brings down Antonio Cesaro. One of my favorite things that we see in draft week is those 2 back-to-back matches between the world champions of SmackDown and Raw. I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out of WrestleMania with the championships and what kind of a match they can put on to try and pick up one prime draft pick for their brand. Next we go into the concrete there by Antonio Cesaro as he quickly evades Triple H. And I do feel like he's experiencing firsthand the challenge that he is in for at WrestleMania, and I really respect the tenacity to kind of go in that ring and not back down from Triple H. That being said, though, there's the tag out. Triple H, no stranger to Jack Swagger. That's who he had his first ever championship defense against. That was the first ever WWE title defense in history. It was a victory over Jack Swagger at TLC. Triple H defeating Swagger in a TLC match. A competitive one at that. Looks like Triple H could be looking to eliminate Jack Swagger from the match. No, too dumb. Doesn't know how. Maybe now? Do your stupid little spot so you can get on with the match. I can't even get annoyed anymore. I only have 4 episodes left of this shit show. How can I get annoyed at that? Oh no, 5, sorry, I've got WrestleMania. I don't know why I keep not counting WrestleMania, like it's just gonna suddenly be better because it's WrestleMania. Like, nah, this game's still gonna be its shitty self. I'm sure it'll fuck up a match at WrestleMania if I can help it. Swagger just getting punished in this match. He needs to get out of there. I can't help but notice that the Real Americans aren't really trying to work with Damien Sandow too much. And I gotta be honest, I'm not really too surprised, especially after the steel chair crack over the head of Antonio Cesaro. I know there's definitely some bad blood between Antonio and Sandow there. Triple H plays Swagger in the center of the ring as he goes for a cover attempt, and Swagger almost lost the match for his team there. Some precision strikes being delivered here by Triple H. Swagger is so maybe we'll see Sandow tagged it. Nope, still nothing for Sandow. Chop up there from these two. Very athletic. Into the corner, Triple H now catches Antonio Cesaro off guard. Another attack to Swagger as Damien Sandow seems to be getting a little frustrated there. Dropping off the apron, seems to be walking it off. You know, the interesting thing about Damien Sandow's Money in the Bank briefcase is he could cash that briefcase in right now if he wanted to. He could literally change the WrestleMania main event entirely. Just days before WrestleMania. That is the power that he possesses with that Money in the Bank briefcase. And I know he's been trying to make people just forget about it by not acknowledging it at all, but I'm going to keep mentioning it. That needs to stay fresh in people's minds, especially with WrestleMania around the corner. I can't think of a more show-stealing thing to do than to cash in at WrestleMania. Swagger attacking Ziggler for literally no reason. I tell you, Triple H, to be fair, he hasn't really been much of a tag team partner to Dolph in this one. I guess maybe he just doesn't feel the need to tag out. I mean, it's mostly been Swagger in this match, and Ziggler and Triple H have had their fair share of beating Swagger in recent memory. Triple H in trouble. Boy, I am actually starting to feel a little bad for Jack Swagger here, as he seems to just be getting beaten the hell out of on behalf of his tag team partners, and another big clothesline brings him down. Sandow doesn't want to take a loss here tonight, but he's got to get out of that ring, and he does. Cesaro breaks up the pin attempt there, and as Triple H locks up with Antonio Cesaro, I think Swagger had no choice. He just wanted to get out of the ring. And now Sandow, the man who could cash in his briefcase on the man he is in the ring with right now. Damien looking for the finish. There's a big leg sweep from Damien Sandow. Goes in for the cover on Triple H. Imagine Sandow pinning the World Heavyweight Champion. This would be huge for Sandow. Terminus connecting on Triple H. Cover attempt here. Is this going to be a victory for these guys? Well, Swagger kind of blew it for Sandow there. And in turn kind of blew it for himself. I don't really understand the logic behind that. But that's what he did, eh? Clothesline there by Sandow as he goes in on the cover of Triple H, and Triple H with a kick out. The World Heavyweight Champion now seems to be in trouble. And I think it's time to make that tag out to Dolph Ziggler. Damien Sandow showing exactly what he's made of. And the thing is, this is an important match to Damien Sandow. Cartwheeling and Triple H. Just perfectly in position to start striking away at Damien Sandow. It was getting a little bit too comfortable with the fact that he was actually beating down the World Heavyweight Champion.
What a fierce kick. Triple H set it, and Triple H connects with the knee.
Triple H pulling Sandow away from the corner as he goes in for the cover. And a quick kick out there by Damien Sandow keeps him fresh in this one still.
Nicely countered by Damien Sandow. Nice dodge there.
And Sandow very quick to run away from Triple H.
That describes Damien Sandow to a T.
And looks like we got a double tag here as in comes Antonio Cesaro and Dolph Ziggler.
Huge shot to the midsection.
Cesaro taking control of the #1 contender to the United States Championship. Two top contenders here on SmackDown. I think two people you could look at and say possibly the future of SmackDown. In fact, I think a lot of the future of SmackDown is in this match. I hate to say it, but I think Swagger's kind of the past of the WWE right now, whereas Triple H is the current and the past, to be fair. And I think Sandow, Ziggler, and Cesaro may very well be the future.
And there's the toss.
Yeah, there's the toss. Big swing by Antonio Cesaro as he goes for a cover attempt, but not able to get the job done.
The big boot connects.
Antonio Cesaro, from the moment Dolph Ziggler got tagged in. I mean, this man is very fresh.
Oh, no.
And attacking Triple H for no reason. Literally didn't need to do that at all. Just wanted to try and get his point across to his WrestleMania opponent, I guess. And as Ziggler kicks out, here we go. Antonio Cesaro looking for the neutralizer on Dolph Ziggler. He drops him down. Has he got the job done? Right in front of Triple H, no less. A little bit too bold. Ziggler off the ropes. What a spine buster. Dolph Ziggler seems to be in some serious trouble right now. And it seems like Antonio Cesaro may have just been a little bit afraid of Triple H. Maybe he wants to hold off until WrestleMania. I'm not sure, but he didn't spend very much time in the ring with Triple H. And it seems like from the instant that Triple H left the ring, Cesaro was more than happy to get in the ring himself.
What an incredible suplex.
Great technical wrestler, Antonio Cesaro. You see some of the moves this guy comes out with. You will not see that from most anyone else. Ziggler, oh, crucifix, doesn't go for the cover. That's a questionable move.
Another boot to the midsection.
And now Antonio Cesaro going for a roll-up here on Dolph Ziggler. Is he going to be able to beat him with this upset pinfall here? Ziggler turns things around on Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro turning things back around on Ziggler, and it's a kick out. Okay, that was a lot of build-up for nothing. Ziggler with a sleeper hold here. He's got the Royal Rumble winner by the throat. Triple H coming to the aid. Antonio Cesaro could be forced to submit here. He's in a seriously, and it looks like Sandow had the wherewithal to get in the ring and actually break that up. Swagger really not helping his partner Cesaro very much there. Very eventful SmackDown main event here tonight. And Antonio Cesaro cracking the neck, getting ready for one major uppercut there. Cover attempted from Antonio Cesaro. Can he pin Dolph Ziggler? Yes. The 2012 Royal Rumble winner, Antonio Cesaro, just dominated Dolph Ziggler in that exchange. And unfortunately, I guess the numbers game really took effect there. And Triple H, what is this? Triple H I guess he just didn't want to wait until WrestleMania. Oh my god. Well, I mean, Sandow, obviously no interest, but ooh, Swagger completely absent, and Triple H may have just given Cesaro a little bit of a taste of what's to come at WrestleMania. It was a bit of a sore loser move from Triple H, I got to admit, but, you know, he's the good guy, so I got to try and condone it somehow. Yay, Triple H. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week on the season finale episode of SmackDown, but before then, I'll see you tomorrow night on the second to last Superstars, as we will be just 8 days away from WrestleMania.